On your but we're also going to add on to that. So going from the muscles and the nerves, we're gonna look at your organ functions today, because it's getting hotter outside, and hopefully everybody is drinking more water, and it can be very strenuous on your kidneys. So this time of year in Indian medicine, we focus a lot on stretching the low back. So we are gonna do a lot of that today. And just a note, try not to drink a lot of city water. Not the city water's great. It's great, but there's a lot of hard minerals and stuff in it. And so they do see an increase in emergency rooms with kidney stones and gallstones because of calcification of those minerals in your body. So try to drink filtered water. But there's nothing wrong with city water. City water is awesome. Is it water my command? Shout out to the water department. Shout out. Right here. Bring your feet open to the width of your pelvic bone. So if you think about where hip width is, bring the feet in a little more narrow than that. Create a little bit of a bounce in your knees. You want to make sure there's some healthy circulation behind your legs, especially if you had to sit a lot already today. Roll the shoulders back. The quickest way to improve posture is to open the palms of the hands. Lengthen through the crown of your head. Go ahead and lift the chin today. Look up towards the ceiling, or even to where the wall meets the ceiling. You're going to imagine you're inhaling just into the center of your chest and bow out your ribs. Exhale all the way first. Now big inhale. Pull your shoulders back and bow out your chest. Good. Exhale, relax. Inhale, bow out. Lift the ribs, open the throat a little more, and then relax. One more. Big inhale. Pull the shoulders back. It's like you're trying to squeeze a pencil or a golf ball between your shoulder blades. And now relax. All right. Let's take the palms back and around. Big inhale, circle sweep up. Palms forward. Exhale, circle sweep it back. At least 2 or 3 more like this. Ever so gently, matching the movement to the breath. Some people say, does it matter when I inhale, when I exhale? It matters that you keep breathing. But yes, it can make a difference to match the breath. There are specific muscles that are going to work in conjunction with your lungs to improve your posture. One more. Big inhale. Exhale, sweep it all the way around. Push your palms forward. Press the hips back and bend the knees. Great. Inhale, take it back. Reach it up. Exhale, halfway down. Arms behind you. Push your hips back and keep the legs straight this side. Turn the palms down so that you're able to reach back through your fingertips. Let's bring the hands down to the thighs. Keep lengthening up through your heart. Press the shoulders away from your ears. You're using your lats muscle to hug your kidneys, giving them a little hug. Smile. Your kidneys are like, thank you for the hug. Big inhale. Exhale. Relax your head and neck. Drop down. Shake your head, yes. And turn it left and right. This is the kidney stretch. This is used to work with things like adrenal fatigue and chronic fatigue syndrome. From here, let's walk the hands to the sides. Press your hips back. Inhale, take the arms to the side. Reverse swan dive. Bring the arms overhead. Big breath in. Exhale, halfway down again. Push the hips back. Reach back. Palms are facing down. Feet are open to the width of your pelvic bone. Lift your chin, big inhale. Push your shoulders towards your hips, hug your kidneys. Smile about it. Kidney hug. When you're ready, hands to the sides. Exhale, relax. Shake the head, yes, and turn it left and right. Bend the knees, hands on the thighs, flat back. Arms go out to the side. Big inhale, reach it up. Bring the hands down to the heart. Push into your hands. We're trying to reverse the effects of maybe typing all day, driving. You want to push, hopefully warding off any carpal tunnel here, adding in as much pressure as you can. From here, step your left foot back and bend the right knee. Inhale, bring the arms straight up, big breath in. Exhale, come halfway down, just like we did before, and push your hips back. Keeping your hips pressed back with your left leg back. Take your left hand across to your right thigh. Take your right hand to your low back. Look over your right shoulder. From here, as you inhale, breathe into the upper right lung and pull that right shoulder back. Imagine you're trying to press your left shoulder over your right knee. You have the option to straighten the right leg. This is going to dig into the IT band. That's the band that we usually roll on. If you ever go to like aeroscopy or do myofascial release, we're trying to stretch that space. Push into the inner blades of your feet. Pull the muscles up in your pelvic floor, the same muscles used for bladder endurance. Pull those muscles up. Those can get weak when we sit a lot. One more big inhale. Exhale, both hands come around to that front thigh. Bend your knee. Inhale, arms come up. Let's work with a little bit of balance. Shift forward into that right leg. Heel up your left foot. Pull your left knee forward. Pull. It's harder with shoes. I promise. I'm wobbling with no shoes, but it's harder with shoes. From here, lift your left toe. If you're trying to pull that toe up towards your kneecap. Act surprise. 1, 2, 3. Good. Just standing a little taller. Pull that knee up a little more. We're working on strengthening the inner hip flexor, which connects to your transverse abdominis. So if you ever have back pain and you've heard, hey, you need to strengthen your core, this is actually part of that, all this area. One more big breath. Exhale, relax it down. Good. Shake it all up. A little bit of shake. It's the lymphatic fluid moving, helping nervous system. All right. When you're ready, see the feet open to the width of your pelvis bone. Again, if you think about where hip width is, we want the feet more narrow than that, especially if you have back pain. You can bring them in even closer. Take your right foot back, bending the left knee. Inhale, both arms come up. Hold it right there. Exhale, halfway down. Push your hips back. You want to feel a spread through the buttocks region. You actually want to feel a spread through the intergluteal cleft. Some of you have been doing anatomy with me. If you don't know what your intergluteal cleft is, you can go do it all. From here, let's take the right hand to your left thigh. Left hand to your low back. Keep bending that left knee. Press into the inner blades of the feet. Roll that left shoulder back and start to twist. Moving over to the left. Pressing the right shoulder over that left thigh. Keep pressing into the inner blades of the feet. Breathe into the upper left lung. Option to straighten the left leg without locking out the joint. That can be the hardest part here. Sometimes we think we are not very flexible, but your knees tell a different story. Inhale into that upper lung again. Twist a little more. Hold it there. When you're ready, bend that front knee. Slowly come around to the center. Inhale, bring the arms straight up and overhead. Adding in a little bit of a balance challenge. Bending that front knee. Bend the back knee and lift the heel. Option to shift forward, lifting that knee. Now the lift is not necessarily relevant to the effectiveness of the strength you're building in here. So the bigger movement's not the better movement always with this. Only bring that knee up as high as you feel that the movement is sustainable and safe. Remember to pull your right toe up. Maybe even try to bring your knee in towards the middle or towards the belly button. Most of us at the age and with long periods of sitting, we tend to externally rotate like a soccer mom. We tend to kind of turn into this. So rotate in and pull that knee up. Oh, and act surprised. 1, 2, 3. Better posture already. Just keep acting surprised. Don't act surprised too much. You'll have a panic attack. Big inhale. And exhale, set it down, arms down, shake it all off. All right, from here, bring the feet in really close. Separate the heels. What we're doing in essence here is we're creating the leg bone, the largest bone in the body. We're angling it in to stretch your outer hip and to take pressure off your low back. So we've been practicing some twisting movements the past few months. If you're still getting familiar with this or if it's new to you, you're always welcome to watch the first time through. Sometimes it helps to see how the body is moving. Let's inhale the arms up. Exhale, press the hands down to your sternum. Again, push, push, push into the hand. Push your hips back. Take the thumbs over to your right armpit. And as you begin to twist towards the right, push your right hip forward. I know it sounds funny, but this is what you're doing. You're actually doing this movement. So when you twist to the right, push your left hip back. That counterbalance is going to prevent torquing your low back and your knees. Look over the right shoulder. Maybe take your left hand across the right leg, open the palm of the hand, and try to come down a little lower. You can even shift forward and lighten up on the heels. Lifting the heels is always an option. If you already have a wedge shoe, don't lift your heels. You're going to hit what we call a tipping point in your practice. So just a tiny lift. From here, take the hands back to the heart, hands to the thighs, straighten the legs, and then drop your head and neck. Stretch the kidneys, shake it yes, and turn it left and right. Breathe to your low back. Big inhale and exhale. Bend the knees, hands on the thighs. Press into your legs to create a flat back. Push the hips back. Bring the arms overhead. Big inhale, looking up. Exhale, palms into the chest. Push as hard as you can. That pressure is also helping to build bone density. Lots of healthy bone density. From here, bend the knees. Push the hips back. Let's slide the thumbs to the left armpit. Twist to the left. And push your right hip back. Another way to say it is when you twist to the left, press your left hip forward, right hip back. That's your counter twist. Look over the shoulder. Maybe take the right arm across the left leg. The palm is open. Maybe come down a little deeper into the squat. Option to shift forward and lift the heels. This is very important. Putting most of the weight in the ball of the foot is going to help to speak to the sciatic nerve, which begins in your lumbar spine. That place has a lot of compression. You have to sit a lot and poor circulation. So you want that pressure in the front of the foot, not the back. When you're ready, both hands to the heart, come to center, hands to the thighs, straighten the legs, push the hips back, open your throat, flat back, low back strengthener, and now relax. All about the kidneys. Shake off the head, shake it yes, and turn it left and right. Come to a still point, hands to the thighs, knees bend, straighten the arms from a flat back, inhale all the way up. Exhale, relax those arms back. 3 big sweeping breaths. Push the hands back, open up, look up, and then palms forward, reach a little more, and sweep it up. Good. So just when you think you've hit your maximum reach with your hands, sip the breath, and then press it back. Good. One more. Big inhale. One more sip of breath. Palms forward, and then back. Great. From here, go ahead and take the feet out wider than your hips. We're starting with both our toes forward. And you only want to take the legs out as wide as you're able to stay comfortable. So no tingling, no numbness, no feelings of electricity shooting down your leg. That's the sciatic nerve. Keep your right toe forward, lift the left toe, swivel on the heel, turning your left toe out towards this wall. Right toe stays towards you. Let's bend our left knee, turn the left palm up, and then reach it straight up to the sky. Keep bending that left knee. Maybe take your right hand across to your left rib. We're going to pull up really hard on the rib to open your intestines and your stomach. That's right. We're going to do some organ work today. Big inhale, pull up. Good. On the exhale, naturally let it retract. It's going to come down a little bit. On the inhale, you're being carried away by 100 helium balloons. Big inhale, pull up. Exhale, relax a little. Good. One more. Big inhale. And then relax. From here, take your left hand onto your left thigh. Bring the right arm up as if you're waving towards me. We're going to bend that elbow, rotate the palm up, just like walk like the Egyptian. Some of you are too young for that. I can tell. All right, this is the angle. There we go. All right, take your elbow back behind you, rotate back. Think about pushing into the inner blades of your feet while you try to press your knees out towards your pinky toes. Just think about that for now. Push into the inner blades of the feet and then try to lift your kneecaps and thighs and press your knees out towards your pinky toes. Keep rotating back through the trunk of your body, pressing your right hip forward while your right shoulder goes back. It's a lot to think about. And you know what? That's good. If you're thinking about this, you're not thinking about all the other stuff that you think about. Just think about your body. Look back at that right hand and maybe stretch the arm out straight. So we're going to start slow with that. If it starts to hurt your shoulder, bend the elbow again. We are digging into your rotator cuff. From here, come to center with that hand. Turn the right thumb down. We're going to sweep it past the front of the body. And then inhale, open it up. And as you do, rotate the palm of the hand. Thumb down, rotator cuff. Bring it down. Inhale, open, big breath in. Good. One more. Thumb down. Inhale, open. Remember to smile. A lot of hip work going on. Take it around and now come up and reach your arms out. Look over your left fingertips, turning the head and steadying the gaze. Just looking over the fingertips, a little bit of eyeball work here. Now try to keep your head angled towards that left hand, but shift just your eyeballs to your left temple without moving the head. Bring the eyes towards that hand again. Without moving the head, shift your eyeballs to your right temple. Bring the gaze to neutral again. And now relax the hands to the hip. Let's turn the left toe forward. Pivot the right toe out, bending the right knee. Reach out with your right hand, palm up. Reach all the way up, keeping that healthy bend. We're opening the liver. That means lots of energy, more iron reserves pushed into your bloodstream. Bring your left hand around and let's work on stimulating the liver. On the next inhale, pull up. Breathe into that upper right lung. Exhale, naturally let the ribs come down. Your muscles are like stubborn Play-Doh. Inhale, you're kind of rolling it out. And when you exhale, it kind of springs back. Anybody else here like that? Big inhale. And exhale. Just one more. Big breath in. Exhale, right hand onto the right thigh. Left arm comes up. It can feel very different from left to right, depending on when you ate. Have you had a bowel movement today? All of these things can affect this stretch. So if it starts to hurt, just stop. Let's bend our elbow, protecting that rotator cuff. Turn the palm up. Keep pressing into the inside of your feet. Pull your kneecaps up. I know you can't see mine, sorry. Imagine you're trying to press your knees out towards your pinky toes. The movement, if you can think about it, is to spiral the thighs and knees out while you push down to the inside of your feet. Look over to the left and maybe start to press your left shoulder back, but the left hip is pressing forward while your knee presses out and your left foot presses down. Notice all of the opposites. This is what creates stability in the joints. Option to reach that left hand out straight. As soon as we straighten the arm, that's going to probably create a little more tension on the rotator cuff and the scapula. And rotator cuff issues are so common these days. So maybe just think about it. Think about what's going on in that left shoulder. Is there pain? Is there numbness, tingling? Are there any unusual sensations in your fingertips? That can connect to the nerves in your shoulder and your neck. If there's pain or distracting feelings, bend the elbow. Breathe into that upper left lung a little more. We're just going to hold it there. And now slowly bring it to center. Turn the thumb down without straightening that right leg. Keep that bend. Sweep it down. Inhale, bring it up. Palm is open. Turn the thumb down and sweep it around. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Yes, it matters to exhale with your mouth open. You're stretching your quadratic lumboris, low back to the hip. One more. Big inhale, open it up. Exhale, relax the hand to the hip. From here, push up. Option to extend your arms out, keeping that healthy bend, looking over the right fingertips. So the head and the gaze are in the same direction. Now let's work on the optic nerve, keeping your head in the same direction as that right hand. Only try shifting your eyes to the left temple, just the eyes. And notice any pressure that comes from that. If there's any physical exertion that creates discomfort in your eyes. Eye muscles are some of the muscles that we still think about a lot. They work so hard all day. Now, gaze to neutral, eyes to the left temple. And again, notice any effort, notice any tension or any just, any investment in it that's creating discomfort. Try to strip away so much effort. And now look towards your fingertips again with minimal effort. Soften your gaze, maybe even close your eyes halfway. Big breath into the center chest. Exhale, hands to the hips. Pivot your left toe forward. So this one's a little tricky. I would dare say this is even more of an advanced back strengthener and stretch. If you bend forward and the knees start to bend, that usually means there's a lot of tightness in your hamstrings. That's these muscles. When we sit a lot, the muscles get really tight behind your knee, in your hamstring, and in your hip. We've already opened the hip. Now we're going to try to stretch the hamstring more. If you go forward and the knees bend, that means you want to turn your heels in and toes out to protect your spine. We definitely don't want to bend the knees while the legs are wide because it will rotate or torque your knee joints and it can shift your kneecap. Basically, it's dangerous. Don't bend the knees. All right, hands to the hips. Push the hips back. Come down maybe just 10% of your range of motion. For most of our bodies, the body likes to go slow. It doesn't like to do big movements too fast. Inhale, come up a little bit. Exhale, go down a little bit. So maybe on the next inhale, come up an inch. Exhale down 2 inches. Good. Inhale, come up. Exhale down, maybe 2 more inches. Easy does it. Inhale, come up. Exhale down. So we're going to continue to just kind of move and massage those muscles. Hands can go to the thighs at any point. We could even slide the hands past the knees to the shins. Inhale up a little bit. Exhale down a little more. Relax your jaw. Inhale up. Your jaw is connected to your hips and pelvis. If your hips and back seize up, your jaw is going to do it too. Big inhale. The more we relax the jaw, the greater the potential to open up your back. One more, inhale. And now big exhale, hang out. From here, shake your head yes. Turn it left and right. And if you want, try turning your toes in more. And your heels are going to look out. Toes in, heels out. Almost as if you were going to go into a pigeon toe, but you're not. You're practicing an internal thigh rotation. When you're ready, rotate those toes to center. From here, you may want to turn the heel in just a little bit and bend the knee. Draw the hands up onto your thighs to prop up the spine. And now simply heel toe the feet in. Easy does it. Standing up, shake it all out. All right, so we're going to do a little test. It's a neurological test. Yeah, this is fun. It's just marching in place, but it's not just marching in place. You can tell a lot about where the brain is with this test. So I spoke a little bit earlier about how this muscle can get tight, but it's very weak. So we're also trying to stretch it and strengthen it. We're going to be practicing lifting your knee as high as it will go, and then putting it right back down. I highly recommend you do this. Luckily, we're in a space where we can see these carpet tiles. So we've got some markers for our feet. Try to line your feet up with one of these clean lines, or try to line yourself up in the center of one of these squares. That will also be a good marker for this test. So, step one, look down at your feet and just start lifting your knees in place. This is working with spatial awareness. That's right, your brain has to keep track of your body in space and time. Has anyone ever lost track of a body part? I have. Like when you walk in a door and your hip hits it, and you're like, I have no idea my hip was there. Or if you like walk into a room, right, and you stub your toe, I have no idea my toe is hanging out there. So it is possible for our body to lose track of body parts spatially. All right, so you're watching it. We see where our feet are. Notice that you're able to stay in the center of your block, or you're able to keep your toes lined up with the eyes open. Okay, now we're going to close our eyes. Lower the chin just a little bit. Roll the shoulders back. It does make it easier if you do a little bicep curl. Lift your left knee and swing your right arm forward. And now step. Right knee, left arm. Left knee, right arm. Good. And now march it in place. And you can open your eyes at any time if it creates a greater sense of security and strength. This test does involve closing the eyes. It's a form of sensory deprivation. You take away so much processing from the optic nerve to visual cortex. You have to focus more on motor function in your body, which means neuromuscular, brain to body connection. Just a few more. Keep it going. Keep it going. Try to close your eyes. Maybe just two more on each side. Pick up the pace a little bit. And when you're ready, relax. Step down and look at your feet. Did your body make a big turn? If your body made a big turn in the square, we're going to want to work on this just a little bit more. Hopefully, eventually we stay more centered. From here, roll the shoulders back. Let's wrap this up. Big inhale, reach overhead. Exhale, sweep it back. Exaggerate your breath. One more. And back. Good. Acupressure for today to work on your kidneys. Take your pinky fingers to your thumbs. Take your peace fingers, press them together. Let your ring finger just kind of hang out there. And now lift these up and put them down. Just press out with as much dynamic force as possible. Breathe into the center of your chest. Imagine your heart is like one big lump. Remember to relax the jaw, especially those of you who've been having back pain, hip pain, achiness in the sciatic nerve. It connects to the jaw, cranial sacral connection. One more, big inhale, and then relax. All right, total body reset. You're done. Have a great day. Good job.